Live, where news comes first. This is WECT News.
Hello again, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us tonight at 5:30. I'm John Evans. New tonight, every year nearly 20,000 people are released from prisons across North Carolina. Getting back into society, though, can be harder than many of them anticipated. That's why the state is rolling out a new program that WECT's Mackenzie Bruns is looking into. So Mackenzie, this program is meant to help people kind of get back on their feet.
That's right, John. It's called Reentry 2030, a national initiative to improve outcomes for people leaving prison. Now the state is tracking how well that program is working. The state became the first in the country to launch an online dashboard to monitor and track progress for 4 major goals, including boosting economic mobility, improving health care, expanding housing, and removing barriers for the formerly incarcerated. Frankie Roberts, co-director of Leading into New Communities in Wilmington, a nonprofit that works with former inmates after prison, says the tool helps his organization by strengthening coordination between prisons, probation, and service providers, while highlighting gaps in treatment and housing. Most importantly, it holds the government accountable.
I think this kind of will put us closer to the road of people truly being liberated, and they can enjoy triumph, and they can be restored as fathers and mothers, aunts and uncles and brothers. And
the state says the dashboard will be updated monthly. Mackenzie Bruns, WECT News.